Good afternoon, dear guy. Oh, no. I suppose I should call you, oh, great manager here.
Oh, welcome to Random Play.
It's not here, Rena. I'll go check the shelves back there.
Oh, well, all right. Oh, the shelves have hard edges. Be careful not to bump into them and hurt yourself.
Who's the old lady? Is she looking for something?
Oh, my apologies. I forgot to introduce you. That's my client, Granny Leisha. I'm helping her look for a special sort of sweet cake.
Sweet cake? Sounds delicious. Is it a kind of dessert?
I don't believe so. It's not just a sweet cake. According to Granny, it's a sweet cake with a silly smile.
Rena, the silly sweet cake isn't on the shelves either. I'll check under the counter.
Okay, Granny, but please don't disturb the other customers. She can't quite tell me what this silly sweet cake is, but she really wanted to come to 6th Street to search for it. So I thought I'd try my luck at your store.
I just can't find it, Rena. I can't find the silly sweet cake anywhere.
Oh, please calm down, Granny. I'm here to help.
Okay.
Do you have any movies about silly, smiling sweet cakes, manager?
We've got a lot of silly comedies, but none about sweet cakes. I can't imagine what that'd look like.
It's a sweet cake that's this big, all round and chubby. And it's so funny when it giggles. Where did it go?
We spent the morning looking in the dessert stores, and none of them had a sweet cake that was this big. Silly sweet cake might refer to something round that looks like it's smiling. Well, we're out of dessert stores, so I'll take her to the toy shops this afternoon.
You just reminded me. Round and with a silly smile? That sounds like Mr. Panda at the coffee shop.
Ooh, a glimmer of hope. I rarely come to 6th Street, so I'm not very familiar with the area. Thank you for your
Rena, I can't walk anymore.
We have been walking around for hours. Granny, why don't you...
Mr. Panda is in the coffee shop next door. I'll go take a picture. I'll show it to Granny, and she can decide if it's the sweet cake she's looking for.
Thanks for your help. I'll stay...
General Chop at your service. What can I get for you today? No challenge is too great with a full stomach.
The bottom layer is vegetable and ham sandwiches, the middle layer is fresh out of the oven butter scones, and the top layer is low...
Wow.
For tea, I have prepared rose tea and red tea. Do you take it with milk and sugar, Granny Leisha?
Wow.
I only went to get a photo, and you've managed to set up such an extravagant afternoon tea.
Oh, manager, you're back just in time. Due to the situation at hand, I was unable to make anything myself. So these were all carefully selected from nearby shops while helping Granny look for the sweet cake.
That's a relief. I mean, I can eat the low-sugar cake without worrying about my diet.
Sweet cakes? Picture?
Oh, right. I took a photo of the silly sweet cake.
What do you think, Granny Leisha?
No, this isn't it. I'm looking for...
Huh? I thought you...
No, it's the drooling one. Oh, no. I'm looking for the loud-mouthed sweet cake. The whole corridor can hear it when it cries.
I understand. Well, don't worry. I'll help you find whatever kind of sweet cake you're looking for. First of all, please allow me to express my thanks and apologize for any... I participate in the new Eridu Housekeeping Association's assessment each year on behalf of Victoria Housekeeping. This time, my assessment for the best service of the year is to serve Leisha Christie. Yes, Granny Leisha. I had a general idea of what the service would entail, as I've participated in previous years. Granny Leisha didn't ask for any housekeeping services. She just keeps asking me. This test is trickier than I had expected. She might deliberately be giving me a difficult challenge. But I'll take...
It's okay. There's not much going on with the store. Let me keep helping Granny. 6th Street is my turf, after all.
Really? Oh, that'd be great. Then let's cover all corners of 6th Street and capture photos of any suspicious sweet cakes that...
A mellow tune evokes 100 aromas. Oh, leaving so soon?
Is there really anything here that fits the criteria of a sweet cake? It's round, and it makes a lot... This music store has impeccable taste. The collection is...
Are the songs on this album good? Or does hearing it bring back some fond memories?
Both. There was an incident during the recording of this album. One of the performers quit temporarily. My job was to save the day and perform in her stead. That was a challenging job. Can you guess which instrument I was in charge of?
Based on the way you fight, I'd guess the piano?
The electric guitar!
Do all maids learn to play the guitar?
There's only one skill a maid must master. That's fulfilling her master's wish. Right. We've taken pictures of everything we can think of. Let's go back to Granny Leisha. Her sweet cake keeps changing form, but I don't mind it much. The Housekeeping Association's assessments were always the same in the past. Either a normal service job or going into a hollow to deal with ethereals. Finding something made up is unexpected, but at least it's creative. Let's hope these photos contain the sweet cake Granny wants.
Oh, you're back! Rena and, Rena's little sidekick.
I'm not a sidekick, I'm the manager here. Please call me the famed manager, Belle. Or just Belle is fine.
Sorry, Manager Belle. Please allow me to apologize on her behalf. Okay, Granny, we have the pictures. Are any of these the loud sweet cake?
No, none of these are the sweet cake. The one I'm looking for... Oh, I remember now. Waves. The sweet cake was floating on white waves up and down. Yes, that's it. It was a white wave sweet cake, just like the one always floating around you, Rena.
I'm glad to hear you like my bamboo, but they're not sweet cakes. They're my trusted companions, with their own names. For example, this little blonde bamboo with bangs is called Drusilla. Ooh, if I hadn't turned on silent mode earlier, it would certainly be making a fuss about how the sweet cake has changed yet again by now.
Yeah, why has it changed again? A white wave sweet cake that looks like Drusilla.
Master, if I could interrupt by combining the keywords Leisha Christie and waves, I have found a news article about an incident involving a Miss Metropolitan beauty pageant dropout.
That voice just now.
I've been practicing ventriloquism. I'm good, right?
Oh, really? So the sound comes out of the pocket where your phone is. How extraordinary. Of course, I understand it's your little secret. Further inquiry would go against Victoria Housekeeping's rules of etiquette. In any case, it's a timely tip. Let me check the news. I should be able to find it on my phone. Miss Metropolitan dropout. Ah, here we go. On the night of the highly anticipated finals, top contender Leisha Christie, favored to win, suddenly drops out, conceding her crest of waves. I see. So, the Crest of Waves is a round crystal trophy awarded to the winner. There's also a photo of the dropout attached. If I compare it, I never would have expected the housekeeping evaluator would be the star of such a contest. The sweet cake floating up and then down. Ah, it must refer to Granny losing the trophy. If that's the case, it's easy. We simply need to bring it...
That's not gonna be easy, Rena. It's a trophy from 41 years ago.
The competition is held every year, even now. I just happened to have participated last year.
Wait, Rena, you participated in Miss Metropolitan?
Yes, the competition was divided into many sections, such as singing, acting, painting, cooking. Can you get...
Based on my last guess with the instruments, I'd have to assume something unlike you, like... cooking?
Why is cooking unlike me? I'm a little curious, but never mind. I'll tell you, the answer is... all of them! Actually, that year's competition was in urgent need of a makeup artist, so I stepped in to help.
Who could have guessed that?
Oh, I was just teasing you. But because of that, I know the competition organizers, so asking them...
Rena, can you find my wave sweet cake?
Don't worry, Granny. I'll find it for you. It's getting late. I'll take her home first.
It's not behind the shelves.
Granny Leisha, what are you doing here?
I'm looking for the sweet cakes. The silly sweet cake isn't behind the shelf. Ah, I remember.
I'm not Drusilla. My name is Belle. Say it with me, Granny. Belle. Oh, forget it. I'm gonna call Rena.
Are you looking for the silly sweet cake again, Granny? Is this still part of the assessment? Oh, but it's okay. I still have the pictures from yesterday. Here, Granny. Are any of these photos the sweet cakes you're looking for? She's completely focused on the TV. Manager, what's that on the TV in the corner? Is that an ad for a movie?
Yeah, it's Invasion Next Gen. It's about a hollow appearing in the city, and the ethereal's inside it.
It's a hollow. There's a hollow! The sweet cakes are in danger!
What's wrong, Granny? That's just a movie. It's not real. My Drusilla! If this is still part of the assessment, it seems a little bit excessive. Or we should go check on her, Manager. Drusilla has a GPS chip, so don't worry. We won't lose her.
I can't run anymore.
Have you calmed down now, Granny Leisha?
You guys.
No need to act so surprised. We've been right behind you since 6th Street and all through Lumina Square.
I don't have any money or anything of value. What?
Huh? Granny Leisha, are you being serious? Then, do you still remember the sweet cakes you're looking for? The silly sweet cake, loud sweet cake, and wave sweet cake?
Sweet cakes. Oh, yes, I remember. I'm looking for my sweet cakes, but I've lost them all.
What's going on? Is the Housekeeping Association's assessment process really this complicated?
With her reaction to that ad, I'm afraid this is more. Have you heard the medical term, cognitive corruption syndrome? Anyone who stays too long in a hollow may develop the disease in their later years. Regardless of their ether, symptoms include rapid memory decline, cognitive disorder, and repetitive speech. In severe cases, one's memory can regress to that.
You mean... she...
I'm just speculating. But having provided care for elderly individuals with this condition and the constantly changing sweet cakes, not recognizing us, if it's not an intentional act, then it seems like the most likely possibility. Either way, I'll take Granny home first. There are plenty of ways I can confirm my hypothesis.
Okay. Let me know what happened.
Goodbye.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused to your store these past few days. Please, pass on my...
Rena apologized to me? Well, I don't really mind. You're at the store every time Granny turns up, and I've conveniently missed every...
Ah, you're both here.
That was fast. Is Granny's house close to here?
She lives near Lumina Square, so it didn't take long. I checked with the neighbors. She's lived alone for a long time. And she does suffer from cognitive corruption syndrome.
So Granny isn't intentionally giving Rena a difficult task. She's just not fully aware. By the way, why didn't Drusilla resist when it got taken by Granny? It's a combat bangbu. It could have easily gotten away from her.
Is it because it had been switched to silent mode?
Even in silent mode, Drusilla can move on its own. I asked the same thing on the way here, and it gave me an unexpected answer. When Granny carried it away, she kept saying, "I can do it. I can protect you." That made it mistake Granny for me.
Huh? Is that possible? You two don't look alike at all. Could that...
The Drusilla in front of you is actually designed based on a doll I picked up when I was little. I didn't have many friends at the manor back then. All I had to talk to was the doll I named Drusilla. Father didn't like the doll. He said it was something the servants had used, and told me to throw it away. So, I hid it in various places, trying hard to prevent my father from finding it. Under the bed, in the wardrobe, under the covers. When I became an agent and decided to use bangbu in combat, I handed this doll over to the manufacturer. Surprisingly, during their inspection, as expected, it was already filled with the phrase, "I can protect you." So, impulsively, I transferred the recording data, along with the name Drusilla, to the bangbu.
A manor... servants. So you were actually a wealthy heiress living in a mansion when you were younger, Rena? Now's not the time to pry. Let's get back...
Granny was muttering the same thing when she rushed out of the video store with Drusilla. To call it a passcode is actually fitting.
You're saying she mistook Drusilla for one of the sweet cakes and took it out of the store?
Judging from that ad that affected Granny, her sweet cakes were once...
But just what are these sweet cakes? We'll struggle to get... However, the competition dropout and Crest of Waves trophy were both real at least. And the Wave sweet cake is still an important clue. Oh, I didn't realize how late it was.
It's okay.
Thank you. How about I bring some special tea treats I made myself as a token of...
There's really no need.
Then I best be off. Please do let me know if Granny turns up at... How are you, manager? Has Granny been to your store lately?
No.
I obtained the Crest of Waves replica trophy this morning and went to take it over to her. But the place was empty, and her door was ajar. The neighbors say she caused a commotion late last night, banging on doors claiming a holo was coming. And she was going to White Wave Hospital to save the sweet cakes. She's been searching for sweet cakes everywhere for weeks now, so nobody took it seriously. and they convinced her to go back to her room and go to sleep. But by morning, she disappeared. She often goes out early to look for the sweet cakes. But this is the first time she hasn't locked her door. And the first time she's mentioned White Waves Hospital. I filed a missing person report to public security. So I'm just waiting to hear from them now.
Gone to White Waves Hospital to save the sweet cakes?
Searching for information on White Waves Hospital. White Waves Hospital is a renowned, large-scale, comprehensive medical facility in New Eridu. Earlier records go back 41 years to when it was forced to relocate due to a hollow disaster.
Wait, 41 years ago? That's the same year as that competition.
With funding from both the government and the public, White Wave Hospital, which has been relocated several times, retained most of its medical resources. Its symbol is a white wave.
A white wave? Is it a coincidence? Or have we been wrong from the start? The beauty pageant, the hospital, the wave? There must be a connection between the three. If you'll excuse me, manager, I'm going to contact a friend who works in medicine to investigate.
Let me know if you hear anything about Granny, even if she doesn't remember my name.
Well, as my current client, I must ask you to forgive her rudeness. I'm her maid, so please allow me to remember your name in her stead. Well then, I'll be going. Please don't let my affairs affect you. You have...
Headmaid Rena, at your service.
Ready for...
I only, nothing.
Sokaku, ready!
Preparations complete. I'm ready to begin, dear guide.
I think I'd prefer it if you called me, oh, great manager.
Unfortunately, I cannot base my terms of address on personal preference. Now, let's get back to Granny. Based on our current intel, her memory has already regressed to that day 41 years ago.
That day...
Yes. The Miss Metropolitan dropout incident and the White Waves Hospital hollow disaster both happened on the same day.
But what does this have to do with Granny's search for sweet cakes?
There is a connection. A big one. The sweet cakes are the link between these two events. It's a long story. I had to contact a lot of people and piece it all together. But Granny Leisha from 41 years ago. She'd have been around my age now. She worked as a nurse at the White Waves Hospital back then. She was in charge of taking care of the newborns.
Don't just smile at me. Go to sleep already. The more sleep you get, the quicker you'll grow. You're drooling. Let me wipe it off. Hey, that's quite the set of pipes you've got. Can you keep it down? You're going to frighten the other babies.
The hospital was short-handed. So Granny Leisha was always busy. Still, she loved her work. Of course, aside from her work, she had other things she wanted to accomplish. Oh dear, looks like we've got a bit of a situation. let's tackle the issue at hand first.
This door looks like it needs 2 people to open it. Look, there's another button to control the door over there.
They can handle pressing the buttons.
Leave it to me! Not you! Both of us!
I'll leave these 2 children with you, Proxy. Please bring them with you as you search for a way forward.
Temporary access permissions for Drusilla and Anastella received. Action request approved. Initiating override.
Me, pick me!
The operational interface has been switched to Anastella.
Lead Anastella to push the button ahead. Great. Now Drusilla can get through.
I've stepped on the button!
You can use the permissions I've granted you to switch between them.
We're here! Both of us! I'm here! Drusilla too!
There's another up ahead.
There's a large switch up ahead. Seems like we need 2 Bangbu to step on it.
Leave it to Anastella and me. Come. Drusilla, let's do it together! Here, coins! I found them! I'm standing on it! It's your turn, Anastella!
You can do it. It's up to you guys to press that switch.
Once they both get through, they'll be able to step on the main switch.
I need Anastella's help! We're here! Gonna step on the main switch! Yeah! Yeah!
Aren't my little Bangbu amazing? Our guide is pretty amazing too, of course. Now then, let's proceed. Let me continue with Granny's story. When she was young, Granny dreamed of becoming an actress. So she signed up for a beauty contest in her free time. That's right. It was the Miss Metropolitan pageant. Not just her colleagues, but she too was surprised at how far she got. Let's walk and talk. Granny emerged as the dark horse that year. To everyone's surprise, the judges gave her high scores. And just like that, Leisha Christie made it into the finals. Yet, on the day of the finals...
Is she coming? I remember in the news.
In a corner of the broadcasting room, numerous screens were showing the broadcast of the glamorous stage. But among them, an old TV was airing a piece of breaking news. It was a holo alert for areas including the White Waves Hospital. And so, on the screens showing that magnificent stage, the rising star who was about to be crowned beauty queen ran down the red carpet steps without turning back and headed to the place on that old TV screen. Seems we have some uninvited listeners up ahead. Let's pause the story there for now. Off you go. All right.
I'm here!
You can't escape. I love you. Here. As you will. You cannot stop me.
Master, we can reach depths of the hollow if we keep going this way. Once you enter, you won't be able to return. Make sure you've done everything you need to do before...
Ah, it's yet another strange door.
Yeah, and more different mechanisms.
That should be where the main switch is.
Time to step on the button again? Step on the button, step on the button!
Temporary access permissions for Drusilla and Anastella received. Action request approved.
I'm standing on it! Stepped on it! One more ahead! It's done! It's all done!
We're very close to our destination now, Rena.
Yes, and Granny's story is coming.
Valve status. The lock is not smart tech. Sufficient gear coins paid. Authentication successful. Opening valve.
Are the kids all right? Oh no! The main door is blocked. I remember the emergency exit should be... Ah! I found it! Don't be scared. I'm coming! I'll protect you all!
The hospital had already been enveloped by the hollow. It was pitch black everywhere, and things were in chaos. Leisha didn't have time to worry about her tattered pageant gown. She took off her high heels to run and climb barefoot. She kicked away the obstacle that blocked the main door. In a panic, she couldn't remember the names of all the children, relying on her memory. She searched for one swaddled baby after another. Those clothes were all imprinted with the hospital's wave pattern. One baby giggling happily in the hollow. One baby that was drooling. And another that cried at the top of their lungs. They were the wave sweet cakes Granny was searching for.
That must have been when she contracted cognitive corruption syndrome. This is the last obstacle.
Let's get rid of it in one fell swoop and find Granny. As usual, I'll leave you to take the little ones.
We'd better take it with us. Maybe that box will come in handy. Maybe that box will come in handy. Maybe that box will come in handy. Maybe that box will come in handy.
Press button 2! Let's do it together! 3, 2, 1! 2, 1!
Biosignatures detected up ahead.
Granny Leisha should be there.
Yes, we should hurry up.
These two bamboo are pretty convenient.
Thank you for the compliment. We might have to battle ethereals later, so I'm going to withdraw your access for now.
Not here. Or here.
Oh, good. We found her, and she doesn't look hurt. Just not in a stable emotional state.
I lost all the sweet cakes. The sweet cake with a silly smile. The sweet cake with a loud voice. And the drooling sweet cake. I couldn't protect any of them.
Huh? Rena, didn't you say all the sweet cakes had been saved back then?
Yes, I'm quite certain they were all saved. There's only one explanation. She doesn't even remember them being saved. Her memory has regressed to the night she was at the hospital, so she can only search for her missing sweet cake. Granny Leisha, do you remember me? I'm Rena, and then...
Sweet cake! It's a sweet cake! Don't be scared. Even if you're all that's left, I'll protect you.
Multiple ethereals detected.
Rena, Granny Leisha, we need to get out of here. It'll be dangerous to stay any longer. Ethereals are coming, Granny! Come on, we have to go.
Don't be scared. I'll protect you. I will.
You have to let go, Granny. That isn't your sweet cake.
It's a sweet cake. I won't lose another sweet cake.
She won't listen. What do we do, Rena? Rena?
Name, Leisha Christie. Nurse ID 2107. Your sweet cakes aren't lost. The silly, smiling sweet cake still loves to smile. She became a maternity nurse, just like you. The loud sweet cake doesn't talk much over the phone. But he said he'll come see you. Right after his concert finishes. The drooling sweet cake has already become a senior investigator. He might be off fighting ethereals as we speak. You didn't lose them, Granny. They just grew up. Now, it's finally their turn to protect you. We'll be done with things here soon.
Don't be afraid. It won't hurt. Support has arrived. as you will. You cannot stop me. Max potential energy. Ready and waiting.
Woohoo!
Alrighty! Take cover. Alright, kindly fall into despair.
We're out of danger, and Granny Leisha has calmed down. How are you feeling? Do you recognize me now?
You look familiar. I think I've seen you before. On TV?
It's okay if you don't remember me. But do you still remember looking for the sweet cakes?
Sweet cakes? Not a fan of cakes. They're sticky and dry out your mouth.
No way. She forgot the sweet cakes too?
Do you remember anything that happened the last few days? What you had for breakfast, where you were, and who you spoke to yesterday?
No, I don't remember. Oh, I remember now. I'd lost something for a long toe. What was it I lost?
That's okay. As long as you found it, the who isn't important. I'll remember all the unimportant details for you. Well now, I'd already contacted all the sweet cakes before we went into the hollow. They're on their way to Granny's place.
Ah, there you are, Miss Rena. I'm your contact from the new Eridu Housekeeping Association. Regarding your call, did you
Yes, I've completed the assessment. Shall we discuss the specifics at Granny's house?
About that, Miss Rena. I have to apologize.
What do you mean?
We got her mixed up with a lady of the same name, Leisha Christie. Actually, this elderly lady came to the association a few times, saying she's looking for her sweet cakes. But staff always got rid of her. But someone got careless that day. They let her in the assessment reception room and then...
If it weren't for carelessness and coincidence, she'd still be out there searching. So things turned out okay.
As for the official assessment, could I ask you to file with the association as soon as possible?
Later, perhaps. I need to get her home first. There are several people waiting for her.
I'll go with you. Perhaps there is some kind of compensation the Housekeeping Association can offer.
Well then, I'll come see you at the store as soon as I'm finished. Hello, Manager. I appreciate your help these last few days.
How was Granny?
The bad news is her memory is in severe decline. She doesn't recognize anyone, but the rest is good news. The Housekeeping Association contacted a suitable nursing home for her, and the sweet cakes all agreed to visit her on different days. She may not remember them, but everyone is looking forward to spending time with her.
Perhaps one day people will find a cure for cognitive corruption syndrome.
That would be nice. Cognitive corruption syndrome. Who knows? I've been in the hollows for so long. Perhaps I have it without even realizing. When I'm old, I might be looking for sweet cakes just like Granny Leisha. No.
Looking for sweet cakes sounds like fun.
It's a promise then. Don't be put off when I turn into Granny Rena. And stick with me until I find my sweet cakes.